What's good? Sheesh. It sound like Reggie Miller about to get schooled by Larry Bird. Let's get into it.
Trash talking is common in pro sports. Basketball great Larry Bird was one of the most legendary smack talkers of his time. When Reggie Miller was a rookie, he did his best to psych out the Hall of Famer and failed miserably. Luckily, this didn't stop Miller from having a storied NBA career. He was even fortunate enough to play for Bird from 1997 to 2000. When Miller entered the league in 1987, Bird and the Boston Celtics were already legendary. They had won 3 NBA championships in the 1980s, and Bird was the MVP 3 years.
Yeah, like Bird already had the resume, and then Reggie Miller was entering the league trying to find himself pretty much.
But Miller didn't seem to care about any of that. In a snippet from his book, I Love Being the Enemy, Reggie recounts his story of razzing the All-Star. A close game between the Celtics and Pacers was coming down to free throws. With only 20 seconds left, Bird was fouled and sent to the free throw line. To distract him from making the shot, Miller tried trash talking, saying, Hey, Bird, irritated by this, turned his head to look at Miller. You got to be kidding me, Rook. You got to be kidding me. He sunk the first free throw and continued on his rant. Rook, I'm the best shooter in the league right now. In the league, understand?
Bird let you know, boy. He had that jumper. He let you know he had the resume. He let you know he was a winner. Like, now I respected Bird. Bird was him for real. Like, a lot of people sleep on Bird and thinking he not, you know what I mean? But he had an all-around game. He could shoot. He could do everything on the court. He was a winner. He was everything. Like, Bird was really him for real. You pay respect to Bird, like, or you're a clown. Like, it's no in between. You gotta respect Bird because he was him for real.
And you're up here trying to say something. After he easily sunk the next shot, Miller said he felt like an idiot trying to get under the skin of the great Bird, especially in front of Bird's teammates, who found the whole scene hilarious. In 2016, Reggie talked on how he felt as a rookie going up against Larry Legend. Miller explained he patterned his game after Bird, and he will always root for him.
I remember sitting in my dorm at UCLA and watching those great series between Boston and Magic and Bird. And Magic is my mentor. I've said this on this show before, but I patterned my game, who I wanted to be like, who I wanted to play like, after Larry Bird.
Nah, that's respect though. That's respect. He said his mentor was Magic, but his game he was patterning his game like Larry Bird. That tells you right there how good Larry Bird was, cause you know what he did in the league, it actually worked, and it was gonna work in any era. What Larry Bird did, it was gonna work in any era. Like, nah, I respect it. At least he came out with that part. At least Reggie Miller came out with that part. You know what I mean? I can kind of respect that part.
Was torn, so I love them both, and to have a chance to play against Larry early on in my career, and then kind of be under his leadership when he took over as head coach, it was a thrill for me because that was, one of the players that, I really idolized and patterned my game after. The younger generation needs to go back in YouTube, man. Some of the stuff that kid did, man, I shouldn't say kid, that man.
Nah, a lot of people do need a YouTube Larry Bird. He had an all-around game. He could score. I mean, obviously he could shoot, but nah, he had some amazing. Larry Bird has some amazing highlights, boy. Larry Bird was a bad boy for real, a bad boy, man. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, he was him for real, like, boy. You know what I mean? And the crazy thing is, man, like, Larry Bird was just that great. You know what I mean? Like, he was a winner, man. Like, he knew how to win and everything. Like, I'm learning something new every day doing Larry Bird videos. And I like doing these Larry Bird videos because it's like it's educating the person that's doing these videos, these reaction videos, and then it's like you realizing how good Larry Bird was. And it's crazy. People don't even have Larry Bird in their top 10. Like, that's crazy, bro. Like, that's how you know people don't know the game of basketball when you don't pay homage to Larry Bird. Like, you gotta put that man in top 10. You know what I mean? Like that's crazy. You know what I mean? That just super crazy. Crazy.
And did. It was a bad boy. And what struck me is the first time I played him, and I had seen him before, obviously, he played in Magic's Midsummer Night's Magic the very first year. And I had met him once there, but to actually like lace up my tennis shoes and getting ready for jump ball and being on the court with him, when you walk up to Larry Bird, it's not like he is a small 6'9". He is a big 6'9" with long arms, and I'm like looking up at him like, oh my God, this is like Larry Legend. I'm saying this to myself when this is Larry Legend. Oh my God, keep it cool, keep it cool. And I remember in the Garden, they had, the game was closing, they were winning.
Reggie Miller got starstruck. Then he got starstruck when he was battling on the court. And then Larry Bird probably, I'm pretty sure, could sense that. And then Larry Bird was getting him that business on the court.
And I'll remember this to the end of time. We were shooting a free throw, and I was at half court, and he walks back to me and leans over and says, keep working hard, young fella. You're going to be a good one. This is Larry Bird. I mean, he is Mr. Hoosier. He's from our state saying this to me, and I'm like, oh my God, Larry Bird just said a good one. I'm sorry. There's certain people that you root for. Larry Bird is one of those guys I will always root for.
In 2011, while discussing the best trash talkers in the history of the NBA on open court, Reggie admitted he learned to trash talk by watching the Celtics legend.
I got a lot of my trash talking actually by growing up in LA and watching the Boston and the LA series, was watching Larry Bird, because you mentioned he was, and you didn't assume that he talked, but you knew he was talking. Oh, yeah. Because him and Michael Cooper used to go at it all the time. And to hear that Southern twang and to hear him talk and to hear him talk trash, it was priceless. Well, when Bird laughed,
Despite making a fool of himself as a rookie, Miller went on to have a top-notch NBA career. He played for 18 years with the Indiana Pacers and is considered one of their best players ever. He was noted for his deadly three-point shooting, especially in clutch situations. Always a consistent free throw shooter.
Nah, Reggie Miller was clutch. You know what I mean? He was clutch as hell. Reggie Miller had a jump shot, like he said. He patterned his game like Larry Bird. You know what I mean? I like that. Like when he paid homage, he was like, "Nah, I pay homage to Larry Bird. I wanted to be like Larry Bird." And he was starstruck when he played against Larry Bird. Like Larry Bird was him. Like, you know what I mean? Like Larry Bird was that good, man. And Larry Bird don't even really get the credit he deserves, man. It's like a lot of people overlook him, like, you know what I mean? And it don't make no sense, you know what I mean? You gotta have Larry Bird in your top 10. I'm just being honest and real, like, you got to. That's how good Larry Bird was. All-time great winner, you know what I mean? Like, and Larry Bird was just him, you know what I mean? Like, and he lived up to the trash talking. And, I mean, you know what I mean? And Reggie Miller was good. Had a jump shot. I didn't even know Reggie Miller played 18 years in the league. No, that's crazy. He played a long time. That's crazy.
He led the league in free throw percentage 5 times throughout his career. Always one to play the bad guy, Miller loved to get under the opposing team's skin. He was a trash talker, cocky, and difficult to defend, but he could always back up his smack talking with his play. His finesse and shooting ability would earn him induction into the Hall of Fame in 2012. Bird and Miller reunited again in 1997, but in a different capacity. Not as opponents, but instead as coach and player. Two of the best trash talkers were back together and working toward a common goal. That season was an incredible year for Miller and the Pacers. When Bird joined the organization as head coach, he had his doubters, but they were quickly silenced and won over by his vision and work ethic. Miller and Bird led the team to the Eastern Conference Finals in 1998, where they took Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls to a nail-biting Game 7 where the Bulls pulled off the win. That loss was tough to swallow, but the team regrouped and made it to the Eastern Conference Finals the following year in the NBA Final.
Nah, look, Larry Bird knew how to coach in that Pacers team because they had a deep team with Reggie Miller and all them boys. It just Reggie Miller ran into Jordan, and he could. Ain't nobody at that time could mess with Jordan, like, you know what I mean. And in the '90s, from '91 to all the way to '98, like ain't nobody could mess with Jordan. You know what I mean? Like, nah, Jordan was owning the league at that point. You know what I mean? But Reggie Miller was good. And he went to the NBA Finals playing against Kobe and Shaq. And then Kobe and Shaq were just on another level. And then, you know what I mean? It just was another level.
In 2000, Miller's strong play and Bird's coaching tactics were part of the reason the team went so far. The success of the Pacers also brought the one-time rivals closer together. No longer were they competing against each other, but this trash-talking duo was looking to win the championship together. Tell us in the comments, how do you think Reggie and Larry Legend will fare in today's NBA? If you enjoy this video, hit the like button, share, and subscribe. For more basketball content, subscribe to our other channels, Free Dawkins and Vintage Dawkins, and follow us on...
No, I respect it. No, Larry Bird and Reggie Miller would most definitely dominate today, in today's era. You know what I mean? Because they already could shoot the ball. Like, come on now. Like, that's all they doing now in the league, shooting the ball. Come on, man. Reggie Miller, Larry Bird, come on now. They would be getting paid 300, 400 some $1 million. And, you know what I mean? Like Jalen Brown and what Jason Tatum is going to make, like, making in this league. They're going to be getting paid that, probably way more than that. You know what I mean? Because that's their bread and butter. They could shoot the ball and everything, bro. But Larry Bird was him for real. I really respect it. But let me know in the comments what y'all think. Like, comment, subscribe, share the video.